is a simple pendulum. Here we have a heavy mass attached to the end of an inextensible light string. It is suspended on a rigid support, and this point is known as the center of suspension. Now the center of mass of this, I have taken a bell because I didn't have a bob, so it must be somewhere near the center of the bell, the center of mass. So that point is called the center of oscillation. Now the length of the pendulum is from the center of suspension to the center of oscillation. At present, the simple pendulum is in its equilibrium position. Okay. So now you can measure the length from the center of suspension to the center of oscillation, and you can see that it is about 25 centimeters. Now for the experiment, what we do is we just pull this bob to one side. It should be a small angle. That is the criteria for oscillation, and then we leave it. Okay. So now it starts making oscillation to and fro. To begin with, what we do is we pull the pendulum to one side. So you can see that an angular displacement of theta is there with that of the equilibrium position. So the angle is theta. Now at this position, let's say that the mass of the pendulum is m. So the weight mg is acting downwards. So there's a reaction force which will take back to the equilibrium position. Now the displacement, in order to calculate the torque, we have to have r cross f. So the displacement is, you can see that this is the length of the pendulum. Now when it is pulled this side, if you draw a perpendicular towards the here in this equilibrium position, you can see that it will be L sine theta. Okay. So the difference in length will be L minus this point will be L cos theta. So it will be L minus L cos theta. So coming back, the center of suspension is O here. Then center of mass is down here, which we call the center of oscillation too. And here, from the distance O to, let's put a point B, we call it the length of the simple pendulum L. Now, as I told you earlier, if we have displaced the simple pendulum by an angle theta, then this distance from here till here, it will be opposite side. So it will be L sine theta. Okay. So here the mg acts downwards. Now, as I told you earlier, we have to calculate the torque. Torque is nothing but, it's a force, angular force acting on this simple pendulum to get back to its equilibrium position. So we know that torque is equal to R cross F. So here R is nothing but L sine theta times, it is perpendicular, so sine theta will be, sine 90 will be 1, so times mg. Or we can write it in a better way as mg into L sine theta. How is it acting? Towards the equilibrium position. So you have to have a negative sign too. So let's put it as equation number 1. Tau is equal to R cross F. RF sine theta. Here it is perpendicular distance. So you can put it as 90 degrees. So sine 90 is 1. So we end up with L sine theta into L sine theta into mg. Formula for torque, that is in terms of moment of inertia and angular acceleration, that is tau is equal to I alpha, where I is the moment of inertia, and we know the definition as it is equal to mass into
displacement square or distance square. So here mass is small m. Distance means it is the length of the simple pendulum into L square. So that is your moment of inertia. And alpha is the angular acceleration. In terms of theta, it will be d square theta by dt square. Therefore, your torque will be equal to, tau will be equal to I, that is m L square, okay, into alpha. So it is d square theta by dt square. So you got the second equation. Look at here. Look here. You have tau is equal to minus mgl sine theta on one side, and also you have tau is equal to ml square d square theta by dt square. So you can equate the two together. So you will get it as, we'll put ml square d square theta by dt square is equal to minus mg into L sine theta. So we know theta is very small. That is the criteria for oscillation. So sine theta, when theta is very small, will be equivalent to theta. So you can see that m and m here cancels. One L and L also gets cancelled. So you end up with L d square theta by dt square is equal to minus d times theta, or d square theta by dt square is equal to, dividing throughout by L, okay, minus g by L times theta, or d square theta by dt square plus g by L theta is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the equation. Now we will compare with the equation of simple pendulum, I mean simple harmonic oscillation, that is d square x by dt square. You should have remembered in my first class I have told you that, plus omega square x is equal to 0. So it is similar to this equation, no? So what is the difference? It is x is replaced by theta, and omega square, what do we tell? Omega is the angular frequency. So here omega square is equal to, you can just equate that omega square will be equal to g by L, or omega is equal to root of g by L. Now you can very well write the period of oscillation, no? T is equal to 2 pi by omega. So that is equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. So you can tell that the time period of a simple pendulum does not depend on the mass, but just depends on the length of the simple pendulum and acceleration due to gravity. So from this equation, again you can just calculate acceleration due to gravity, G, as equal to, what is G is equal to? 4 pi square. Okay, just square it up, and then bringing G to one side, and you can write it as 4 pi square into L by T square, to L by T square. So this is our equation for acceleration due to gravity. Hope you understood the derivation. Very simple one, but very relevant also.